I have two really cool things to show you today. The first is, well, I think it's cool, but I bought out the most unpopular modern Pokemon. And the reason I did that is to show you the second thing. I recently just added a biggest market movers leaderboard to my site Collectrics. You can go to mycollectrics.com. Recently, I've already embedded market dynamics metrics into the site for every card. So you can see eBay movement. You know, this isn't like some other sites where you just see, oh, here's the biggest movers and it's price movers. Price tells you what's already happened. Real market movement is the exchange of goods. So what is the volume happening? What are the actual sales, the movement in supply, the demand pressure that's happening? So I've already embedded some of those metrics on every card. What we needed was a macro view. We needed a leaderboard to just be able to sort where the biggest movers across all the modern sets right now. And so that's what we have. So let me show you what card I chose to buy out in the least popular Pokemon. So I was doing some work on the price modeling. So I know you guys have been asking about when are we going to be able to get the price prediction model that we had built out for a video a couple weeks ago into the site. Well, it turns out it's a lot more difficult than I imagined. Trying to expand the model to try and fit across so many cards, it's impossible. You have to basically build a clustering model first and then model off of those clusters. So you have many different models kind of all working simultaneously. So that's to come. It's going to take a lot more work. But while I was working on that, you know, one of the features of that model is you have to look at the character premium rank. And so I'm looking at those scores and, you know, I'm always seeing stuff at the top. And I was like, what's at the very bottom of that list? So that's what I went in to see. I was like, okay, yeah, with Charizard at the top, Mew, Umbreon, fine. Now let's go to the very bottom. What do we got? Nacli? What the heck is Nacli? So I go and look. Let's see, what is Nacli? And I look and I see, oh, okay. I mean, I know I made fun of Doc's bun not too long ago, and I got a lot of flack for it. This is a Dotson dog, but it's made out of bread. Okie dokie. And I'm sure this is some people's favorite Pokemon. I would imagine it's. And then I started looking at it, and I kind of agreed with those hypothetical people out there that think that this is their favorite Pokemon. It's just like a piece of artwork that like got knocked off of a table and broke is what it looked like. But I didn't know what it was, but it turns out it's like a rock salt Pokemon. I know people like the Pokemon company got real weird about creating a lot of different types of Pokemon. All the power to them. I think this is a cute Pokemon, and I ended up going like, you know what? I'm going to test now my eBay Market Dynamics leaderboard by going in and I'm going to buy out this Pokemon. Well, I say buy out, but let's see what really happened. I went and I tried to buy exactly 20 listings of this. I said like, okay, it's not too expensive. We're talking like $5, and yeah, it's quite a little pretty penny to spend just for a test, but that's what I did because I really was curious and I wanted to pressure test the system, you know. So what ended up happening is I tried to buy, two of them were best offers that did not get accepted. So I ended up buying exactly 18. Well, let's see what happened to our eBay market dynamics change. So if you see in this table over here, we have our eBay listing volume ungraded. And look at that. Yesterday, 418, we have, you know, basically no sales happening. And look at that, exactly 18 sold or captured by my site. Now what you can see here, how this is affecting what's happening is, well, the demand pressure was like 1 and now it's gone up. So there's a little bit more, and demand pressure again is just the portion of absorbed supply or sold versus the total supply available. And then what the supply saturation shift is kind of the opposite and just showing what's changing. So the available supply is dwindling, so that means that we're tightening. And this is based on the past 7 days. So again, we see our gauge working as expected with this new trend, with me buying out Nacli. And it does work. So how does that actually look on the card leaderboard? Well, I was thinking, you know, hey, I had this low volume Pokemon and I bought a lot of them. So it should be near the top of my leaderboard, right? I'm at a 0.6 saturation shift. Well, it turns out when I actually built the leaderboard, there are a ton of cards that blow that out of the water in terms of volume, or at least the amount of change that's happening in the market. So you can see just like the first one at the top, this is a shiny ultra rare Riolu, and the supply index. So it's based on the supply index shift. And again, anything below 1, you're tightening. Anything above 1, you're loosening. So this is based on, by default, tightening. It's ranked by tightening. So if we go in here and look at it, we do see, look at that, a price increase has been occurring with this card in direct correlation with the tightening of supply. As you can see, our supply is tightening. It's just crazy how you almost can't not see that now, and it answers the question why. One of the things I did see is it looks like this card had a single day with a lot of sales. So we're looking at 19. Someone tried to buy up 19 Riolus. You know, it's still it's a $10 card. That's crazy, actually. So you can see our demand pressure because of that is very high. Our supply has dwindled to nothing. Your supply saturation is very low. So, and you see that again, those sold listings also on the price chart too. Okay, so let's look at another one. Be aware. Look at that huge demand spike, and this one correlates with the price increase. So this is another case where there's very few active listings. So my Knockley had a ton of active listings, and even if I buy 20 of them, it's really not putting a huge dent overall because the demand pressure was still pretty low, around 2%. Well, once your demand pressure peaks this gauge, that means, well, we really are tapping into all the available supply that we can really grasp. And once that happens, that's when you see an actual price increase along with the demand increase. That's very clear. So again, something happened on the 18th for this card. Maybe someone knows out there, you can do some research, but someone bought up, or a lot of people bought up that card. Another thing I thought was funny, I made fun of this card a couple videos ago, and I bought one of these myself, but I didn't expect a lot of people to end up buying this card too. It's like as soon as it gets some attention and people are like, hey, don't make fun of Dot Spun, you know, they showed it some love. And look at that. It looks like people are showing this card some love. I showed it love too. I bought one. But look at that. The supply is dwindling down to just 28 listings. If you want one, you better grab one now, because like people are holding on to this card now. And look at that. So it's a high demand pressure where this thing was just doing nothing before. But look at that. This card is showing some love, and you see it now on their leaderboard. So that's pretty much it. That's what I want to show you. I bought out the least popular Pokemon, and we have a Market Movers leaderboard in the site. So I hope you enjoy it. I think that this is going to be I'm continuing to build, of course, and make this more and more. And I'll take a second now to just talk about my plans. So I've nailed down a little bit more what I'm thinking about in terms of plans for the site. I think Pokemon in general is too pay to win. It's a pay to win hobby. If you have money, then you can get stuff and see a collection grow and see its value increase. When it comes to market tools, I really have been struggling with this. It's like, do I want to monetize this? And it's like, at a certain point, I'm gonna have to, because the cost of running it, and if I continue to expand, it's going to grow as well. So, but the way you go about it is really where I've been struggling. And so I don't want to necessarily just make a subscription or some other thing like that. I don't want to do that. I want to offer as much free as I can. And I really just want over time to kind of start to chip out like my costs to run it. So what I think I'm going to do, and you'll see more about this later, is I am going to add some customization and themes to the site. So one of the requests that I got was like a dark mode. We're going to have a dark mode, but it's really just for a very small amount, and it's a one-time own forever situation, and it'll just help support and offset some of the cost. But I want to make this not pay to win. So that means even the price prediction tools that we're going to add to the site, these are things that I want to offer for free, except for when I add more and more cards to the site too. That's another thing. Those costs are going to go up. So as I expand coverage, I have more API calls, more storage, more bandwidth I have to do and deal and pay for. That would be the one thing I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe you can buy expansion packs for cards. So all the analytics will be there unchanged, but expansion packs would be a way that you could help support. And if you need that, you need a certain set of cards, you can just buy that expansion pack for a small fee. And and it'll open it up for you. So that's the things that I'm thinking about. I am not trying to get rich off this by any means. I just want to see people using the site, enjoying it, and just try and offset those costs is all. So more to come on that, but that's all for this video today. Drop a like, do all those YouTube things, and come back, man. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.